Assalamu alaikum. Let me welcome you to a presentation on the thoracic wall. In this presentation, I will try to cover the joints of the thoracic case. Here, we will discuss the name and formation of the different types of joint in the thoracic case, the classification of each joint, and the movement possibles there. You can see this one is the thoracic case, and this is clavicle, and this one is the scapula. These two are part of the upper limb skeleton, but as this is having joint here with the thoracic case, so I have kept this with this presentation. The first joint is between this clavicle and the sternum. This joint is shown here, and this is the section of the joint. This joint is named as sternoclavicular joint. It's between the medial end of the clavicle, and this is the clavicular notch of manubrium sterni. So the joint is between these two parts of the bone. So this surface of the participating bone is concavo-convex. That's why it is known as saddle variety of synovial joint. Here in the section you can see a fibrous disc is within the cavity of the joint, and this has separated the joint cavity into two, and this is the reason why it is known as complex type of synovial joint. So this joint may be mentioned as synovial saddle variety as per the surface characteristics, and as per the presence of articular disc inside, this is known as complex variety of synovial joint. Only a sliding movement is possible, and the range of the sliding movement is much more here. The second joint I am showing just below this one is between the first costal cartilage and the corresponding facet present on the lateral side of the manubrium sterni. So this is known as first chondrosternal joint. This is between the first costal cartilage and corresponding facet on the lateral side of the manubrium sterni. This is primary cartilaginous joint. Why? This is hyaline cartilage. The costal cartilage of the first rib is hyaline cartilage and making direct contact with the bone. So the bone joint is made by the hyaline cartilage, and there is no fibrocartilage or cavity. So it is known as primary cartilaginous joint. In primary cartilaginous joint, there is no movement. So no movement here. So you see subsequent similar joints you can see here. This is the second costal cartilage, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. Up to this, all medial ends forming joint with the lateral border of the body of the sternum. They are all similar in nature. The second one lies at the level of the sternal angle. This is known as sternal angle, where the manubrium sterni and the body makes a joint, and that joint produces an elevation on the anterior surface. So this one is the sternal angle. Second joint is at this level. All the joints are similar and all are between the medial end of the costal cartilage and the lateral border of the body of the sternum. Only the upper one has a contribution from the manubrium sterni. So all these are synovial joint and plane variety because the participating joint surfaces are flat. You can see this one. This is joint between the manubrium sterni and the sternum, body of the sternum. This joint, if we take this is manubriosternal joint. If we take a section, you can see in between the bone there is a fibrocartilage. So this is known as secondary cartilaginous joint. symphysis. So this joint is between lower border of the manubrium sterni and upper end of the body of the sternum, and each participating surface is covered by the hyaline cartilage known as articular cartilage, and in between there is a fiber cartilaginous disc which is very thin, and because of the thinness and thickness of the hyaline cartilage, often it's synesthesis, and usually after 25 years of age this joint disappears and these two parts of the bone fuses together. You can see this arrow indicating manubriosternal joint, and this is the body of the sternum, xiphoid process of the sternum. So between the pieces of the body there are joints. This joint is known as joint between the sternibri. So this piece is called the sternibri. There are 4 sternibri, so 3 similar joints are there. Here this is the bone, and in between there is only hyaline cartilage, so all these are primary cartilaginous joint. This is xiphoid process, and this joint with the body is known as xiphisternal joint. This one is also primary cartilaginous joint because hyaline cartilage lie between these two parts, and xiphoid process itself remains cartilaginous for a longer time of age. All these fuses at the adult age, and this is fusion is known as, the process is known as synostosis. You can see the thoracic case, and thoracic case having the ribs, all the ribs starting from the first to the last one, all having attached articulated anterior end with the costal cartilage. So it is making joint with the costal cartilage, and there is no gap between these two, or there is no ligament or fibrocartilage between them. The hyaline cartilage is continuous with the ribs, so this is a primary cartilaginous joint. These are all the joints are known as costochondral joint, and this is between the anterior end of the rib and the lateral end of costal cartilage, and all. You can see total 3 components here. This is thoracic vertebra, this is the rib, costal cartilage, and this is the sternum. So this sternum makes joint with the costal cartilage, chondrosternal joint. Costal cartilage makes joints with the rib, this is the costochondral joint. And posteriorly, if we concentrate, then we can see the joint between the component of the posterior part of the rib, means the head, neck and tubercle, making joint with the body of the thoracic vertebra and transverse process. So this is the rib and head of the rib connecting with the lower facet with the corresponding thoracic vertebral body, and the upper portion is connecting articulating with the vertebral body above. So this making a joint, this is known as costovertebral joint or costocorporeal joint. Corporeal means body, so both are the same name. So this is a synovial joint, as there is a cavity and articular surfaces are covered by hyaline articular cartilage. You see behind, this is the joint between the facet on the tubercle and the facet of the tip of the transverse process. This is also synovial joint, as there is a gap and participating bones are covered by articular cartilage. All these are synovial in nature, plain variety. You see this neck of the rib is connected to the transverse process by a interosseous ligament. So this is a fibrous type of joint and syndesmosis type. These are the ribs showing movement is the movement is similar to the handle of the bucket. That's why this type of movement of the rib made by the joints, synovial joints, are known as bucket handle movement. And if you concentrate here, you can see this moving up and down mimics the movement of the handle of the pump. So it is known as pump handle movement. This pump handle movement is more prominent or pronounced in the upper ribs and these in the lower ribs. This is bucket handle movement. So both the movements, either pump handle or bucket handle, this causing increase in the diameter. Pump handle causes increase in the anteroposterior diameter. You can see it here in the diagram. And bucket handle causes increase in the side-to-side diameter. So in either cases, thoracic case, a cavity is increased in volume, creating an abatic pressure in it that results in inhalation of the air. So inspiration is the result. When there is relaxation of the muscle, there will be passive return of the rib to the original position, leading to reduction of the diameter, pushing the air out of the lung, and it is exhalation. So movement of the ribs in pump handle and bucket handle. Pump handle increases the anteroposterior diameter and bucket handle increases the side-to-side diameter. Pump handle is more pronounced in the upper ribs and bucket handle in the lower. The joints between the thoracic vertebra are shown here. This is thoracic vertebral column. You can see the joints between the different components. Body making joint with the body, articular process making joint with the articular process, spines making joint with the spine, transverse process connected by ligaments. So all are the joints of the vertebral column. So this joint between the vertebral body is known as intervertebral joint, and you can see here in section I have used the photographs of lumbar region for better view. This is from the thoracic region. You see these are the two bones. Articular surfaces are covered by hyaline cartilage, and in between there is a fibrocartilaginous disc. So this is a secondary cartilaginous type of joint. Now I will use the photograph of lumbar region so that you get a better view. These are of similar in nature. This is the joint between the articular processes. This is known as zygapophyseal joint. The easier name is intervertebral joint between intervertebral facets. This is the joint shown here. If we show diagrammatically, you can see the blue line indicating the articular cartilage and there is a gap between these two and articular capsule is there. So it is a synovial joint and it's a plain variety because the articular surfaces are flat. Let us discuss the joints between the processes. I have used the photographs of the lumbar region for better view. This is spine, this is another spine. The complete view is here. You can see the interspinous ligament and supraspinous ligament. So interspinous ligament and supraspinous ligament connecting them, and as this is the two bones are connected by the ligament, it is fibrous variety. The transverse processes are also connected by intertransverse ligament. So both of them are. Thank you very much for remaining with the